Graeme, how have you reflected on the last few days, what happened on Sunday and how you move forward?
I think personally, if I can get through this week, I can get through just about anything.
You said after the game on Sunday that you wanted to take time for it to settle. It was too raw.
Yep.
How do you look at it now?
We didn't do ourselves or the club justice on the day. We didn't turn up to the extent that we could. And we were punished accordingly. And it hurts. And it still hurts. But there's very, very little we can do about it now. We have to move forward into the next game. That's what we've tried to do this week.
Since we last spoke to you, the club captain and one of your most experienced players has been suspended. Can you tell us from your point of view why that happened?
Nope, it's an internal matter with the club. No one will be commenting on that.
Are you content with the decision that's been made on that?
It's an internal matter. It'll be dealt with the club, and you'll find out what's going to happen after the due process. I won't be speaking about that matter at all today.
Do you feel that you still retain the support of the players in the dressing room?
Yes.
On what basis do you?
Because I've trained with them all week.
Decision?
I've seen them work this week. They're thinking about Sunday. They're thinking about the biggest game of our season, which is the next one.
Do you feel a line was crossed though in the dressing room on Sunday?
I won't talk about what happened in the changing room on Sunday. It's an internal matter. We'll move past that, please.
Graeme, away from the dressing room, there were obvious signs of disharmony. A couple of the players, Greg Doherty and Alfredo Morelos on the pitch, and Halliday when he walked off after being subbed. How harmonious would you say the group is here?
Everyone wants to be a winner. They're desperate to win. The people were displeased with performances, displeased with the result. I don't want people who are happy coming off the pitch. I don't want people who are happy getting beat. I want people who are here to win. I'm here to win. They're here to win. As long as we're all pulling in the same direction, it's the kind of personalities, the kind of people that we want.
But is that sort of behaviour just limited to kind of game time, as it were? What I'm getting at is, are you seeing any fractiousness at training within the group?
Nope, I'm not. They're pulling together, they're working really hard together. They've had a week where it could have been really, really easy to allow things to distract them. They haven't. They focused inward, which has been really good for me. It's been really pleasing for me because we need to prep for a really big game. We're second in the league, going into a big game for us on Sky in front of a national audience that we have to go and perform in. We have to go and perform in front of our fans. We have to go and get them on side. And the work that they've done this week would lead me to believe that they're ready.
On the Andy Halliday situation, 2 questions if I may. Do you have any regrets substituting him when you did?
On a personal level, no one likes to come off at that time. In terms of a professional level, I had to make a decision to alter the shape of the game. I could have chosen someone else. Andy was the unfortunate guy. It's horrible, it happens, it's football.
So if the situation presented itself again, you would do exactly the same? Yeah.
You said you were going to speak with him this week, did you? How did that
We've spoken at times. He's a little bit raw at the moment, as I expect. He's a Rangers fan, he's desperate to do well, and he's hurting. So as a human being, you have to take that into account. And I won't press him too much this week, but he knows he's got my support. I brought him back from Azerbaijan because I want him in the group, and he knows that at the moment it's a little bit raw because he's hurting with what happened. As I said, it's a footballing decision, nothing to do with Andy personally. I had to make a decision to change the shape of the team.
And was that anger vented at you when he came off?
He didn't vent it at me, but I didn't know about it until afterwards.
Who was it vented at?
I've got no idea.
Also, we saw the reaction from the Celtic fans. They sort of lapped that moment up. Is that part of perhaps any personal regret you do have on that instance?
You have to ask Andy how he feels about that. As a personal decision, as a personal impact upon Andy, it's hard. I regret that for him as a person, as a human being, because we're all humans. But as a professional decision, I had to make a football decision, and I'm content that I tried to do the right thing for the team.
Do you think? We just spoke to Declan there. He said he's had a meeting on Tuesday morning. What was that like? Was that what you felt was needed to sort of clear the air and get the team moving forward?
Absolutely. Everything this week has been to make sure that the guys are ready for Sunday. We have to make sure we learn from Sunday and get ready for the next game. And I feel that was the right way to clear the air, and we did.
Graeme, do you feel you maybe learnt on Sunday more than you've ever learned in terms of being a manager, being a coach? Because you said you wanted to address it and look at it in the days afterwards. And do you feel that a lot of the problems on Sunday were stemmed from how the way you laid the team out tactically?
There's lots of different things about the performance on Sunday that weren't right. If I look back on it, there's things I would do different. I feel I'm learning in the most public environment that you could imagine. I'm thinking that I will make mistakes very publicly, but I will learn from those mistakes really quickly and improve my own practices. But in terms of Sunday, it wasn't just one thing that was wrong. There was lots of things that we needed to do better, myself and the players, to represent ourselves in a better manner, because we didn't. We were guilty of letting a lot of people down, and we know that.
Graeme, you said you would have done things differently. Can you give us an insight as to what you mean by that? Team selection, formation?
Lots of different stuff. A lot of stuff will be personal reflection for me, but a lot of stuff will stay within these walls because it's to do with our style and our manner of play, and what we want to do to try and impact our opponent. I didn't think we did enough of that tactically or physically or mentally to make the game hard for Celtic.
Do you think you got the team right on Sunday?
I think there was potential for the team to do better than it did.
In terms of your selection?
Yeah, I think there was potential for the guys on the pitch to do better than they did.
Right. And what about the role of the players? Do you think they were fully aware of what their roles were, positionally, etc.?
Yeah.
There were some headlines regarding Greg Doherty, Alfredo Morelos after the game. If you had addressed that situation?
Spoke with Greg. Greg said it was nothing. I'm happy to take Greg at his word. He's an honest guy. He came in, we talked about it. He said there's nothing there. There's people making more trouble for us than there needs to be. I thought that was quite a mature way of looking at it from a young man.
What support have you had from the club this week?
I've had lots. I've had director of football, I've had my entire staff, I've had the board of directors, making sure I'm okay, making sure I'm ready to go for this weekend. And they've been fantastic in making sure that I get what I need, and I'm ready to go for Sunday.
Has there been conversations with the chairman?
I haven't spoken with the chairman, no.
Has this put you off potentially managing going forward?
Do you know what? I've been asked to do a very difficult job. I'm giving it a right good go. You don't get to be in this position, you don't get to do what I've done without having a bit of an inner core of determination and a desperate desire to be a winner. All right? What's happened this week will only educate me further as to my choices after it ends. I won't make any decisions towards my further career until this part of it stops.
Have you spoken to Daniel Candeias? Obviously a few fans angry that he walked straight up the tunnel.
Spoken to Daniel. Daniel is the same. Daniel conveyed to me that he was disappointed that he didn't perform particularly well in the first half. He wanted to do well. He was desperate to stay on the pitch to do well. That's all it comes from. As I said about the earlier one, he wants to do well for the football club. He's desperate to play well. Got no problem with that. We talked to him about his conduct.
Do you think he should have stayed in the touchline or in the stand?
In an ideal world, possibly. But once again, as I said about Andy, as I've said about Greg, said about Alfredo, we're all humans and we're all emotionally driven animals. So when that emotion gets hold of you, sometimes it's difficult to suppress.
What sort of reaction do you expect come Sunday's match?
I expect us to be high tempo, I expect us to be aggressive, and I expect us to put in a better performance than we did.
How important is it to get an early start in that game in terms of getting the fans on side?
We've got to start quick, we've got to start sharp, we've got to lay out our intent really quickly.
Graeme, as difficult as it might be, how do you try and ensure that what has happened in the last 7 days or 6 days doesn't derail what you're trying to do for the next 5 games?
That's our challenge. That's our challenge collectively. It's not just me. I'm getting here to sit and talk to you and to talk to our fans about it, but it's not just me. It's every single member of my staff. It's every single member of the playing staff. It's every single fan, making sure that we unite and get onto the pitch in the right manner and go and move forward, because there's nothing stronger than this football club when everyone's pulling in the right direction.
But that's the issue at the moment, isn't it? Not of your doing, but there seems to be a lack of unity at the club again.
All I can take care of is the guys in front of me. We need to make sure that we are at the forefront of it, because we're the public face of it. We need to go and put in a really, really good performance to reassure those guys that have had that little bit of belief knocked out of them this week that we're going to get it right and we're going in the right direction.
You've obviously got 5 games left. I mean, how confident are you that second place can be achieved?
We're in second place now. I told you guys all the way through, don't judge us when we win 6 in a row. Don't judge us when we get beat. Don't pat me on the back. See what we're like at the end. I'm confident this team and this squad has more than enough in the tank to go and finish second. I said it at the very, very start. I reiterate it now. That belief won't change.
How's your squad looking for the weekend?
It's looking all right. We're missing David Bates, but Ryan Jack was outside for the first time today. It's obviously too soon for him, but it was great for him. He had a big smile on his face, walking around on the grass, which is good. And I believe we have just about everyone ready to go.
Could he feature before the end of the season?
I think it's going to be a bit too soon for him, unfortunately.